The next thing I'd like to talk about is selecting videos that are closed captioned and or providing transcripts. So alternatives need to be provided, not just for video with audio, but for audio only, like examples are podcast. Video only, so there's video but there's no sound, like a silent movie, or maybe there's an animation and like a diagram on how a car engine runs, and it works through the animation but there's no sound. And then audio and video combined with some type of interaction. And I'm going to touch a little bit on each one of these so to get you thinking about if you're using a certain video or a combination video audio, just only audio, what you need to think about and how you need to address these for deaf students, blind students, etc. So the first one, audio only. For deaf and hard of hearing students, they would prefer a video of someone signing in sign language. So beside the podcast, you would have a little video of someone signing what was being said in that podcast. Top choice, but a lot of times that's very hard to pull off, so their second choice would be a transcript. Now remember, English is their second language. So imagine us trying to read in Japanese. So we want to make sure that these transcripts are easy for them to read. Visually impaired will be fine unless they're deaf and blind. And then transcripts for their screen reader software to read would be their preference. So, and links to these transcripts or videos should be right after the link to the audio file. So if you have a transcript you're going to post, or you're going to have someone signing in sign language, a little short video next to that podcast, you would want to make sure that they were right after the link to that audio file. The second one I'd like to talk about is video only. Like a silent movie or an animation, something that is a video that is moving but there is no sound. Now, the deaf students will be fine because that's visual, but blind or visually impaired students will need either an audio file or a transcript. Now, their first choice is an audio file, and that's what they prefer. But if you can't provide an audio file that describes that, then you need to provide a transcript. The third one I'm going to talk about is video with audio. Deaf and hard of hearing students, they prefer, like in the other one, a person signing in the bottom corner of the video. And their second choice is a transcript. We also talk about how we recommend YouTube because the CC button at the bottom right hand corner of a YouTube video is about 80 or 90% accurate unless you have an accent and then it doesn't interpret very well. So YouTube allows you to create a closed caption file. It contains the text and the time code for each line of the text, so it can be displayed, or you can do a transcript. CTAC can help you with deciding which way to design that video. We have someone that does transcriptions, so if you have videos that need to be transcribed, please contact us and we will get those transcribed for you. We have a YouTube channel and can help you organize all your videos on a playlist so they do not have to search for them. And think about if you're having students watch a video or someone is writing or drawing on a board, then that part of the video would need to be interpreted for the visually impaired students. Someone describing that drawing that is happening on that video. Or students are watching a training video of some type where the person is talking and showing something and demoing something, you would also need someone to be able to describe that for the blind person. Or a transcription can be posted up there next to that video. The fourth one, audio only live, such as a web conference, a live radio webcast. Say you're bringing somebody in via web conference through Adobe Connect, a professional from a business is going to speak or something, then the deaf and hard of hearing would need to have an interpreter in the classroom. And these are usually provided for deaf students when they come onto campus. So that interpreter would be with that student usually anyway. You would want to contact Disability Services to make sure, but Disability Services probably already made those arrangements with that student before the student has ever come on campus, but it's very important to make sure. So just think about like web conferencing, a live radio webcast, something that you're doing like that, you would want to provide an interpreter for that deaf student. If one is not available, then we could go to an alternative of giving that student some notes afterwards, but that is kind of a last choice. They should have the same accessibility as everyone else. The blind students will be fine with the audio unless during that web conference the presenter pulls up a visual. So make sure and ask that presenter ahead of time if they'll be pulling up any visuals to be seen, if your blind student is going to need a transcript for his screen reader to read that. So we need to think about that. One last thing you need to think about in courses is not having anything flashing, because flashing things can cause seizures for some students. So it's very important that flashing lights and things that are flashing are not within your courses and your videos that you're using.